it's Lindsay, and today I am making a short little video for you guys about how I track my reading. Now, you definitely don't have to track your reading as a reader, we just read books. But for those of us who obsessively self-organize, keeping track of your reading can help us keep our minds. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys just a few little tips and tricks that I use when I track my reading, and hopefully you can try them and they help you out. So most of the charts, trackers, and spreads that I use are going to be in my bullet journal, and I will be showing you those today. I also wanted to quickly mention too that I use Goodreads, which is a really awesome resource that has a monster list of all books pretty much ever read and written that you can track reading. There's reading challenges, there's giveaways, there's groups. It's super fun. I also use that. Make sure to be following me on Goodreads if you're not already. You can get first-hand looks at all of my reviews and things like that before anyone else gets to see them in my wrap-up. I will go ahead and link that down below for you guys. But without any further ado, let's get started. So this is a bit of a zoomed in picture of the TBR that I do every single month to help me keep track of my reading. Now what I do, obviously, as you can see, is I go ahead and I write the books in that I want to read that month, and as I finish them, I color them in. And of course, it makes it so much fun when you just draw little doodles around it or make it look like a real bookshelf. I do a different version of this depending on what the month is and what kind of my theme for each month is in my bullet journal, but this is just such a fun thing to do. I also just started doing this really cool thing called the Pages Read tracker. I saw this over at Books and Lala's channel, and she does this, and I think it is just such a fun thing to do. As you can see, you put the date on the left hand side and just how many pages read that you read that day. You color in with a specific color, and then I added in a little section on the end where you just kind of see the actual pages read per day. That way it makes it a little bit easier to see outside of the bars. This is just a really fun way to track the pages you've read. As you can see, I did one the month before where I had each book I read was a different color. It's just so fun, and it keeps you so organized. So one of my all-time favorite pages in my entire bullet journal is the reading log chart that I do. Now as you can see, this is my one from last year where I just write in every single book that I read, the date I finish, and the star rating I give it, and it's separated by months, and at the very bottom down here you can see where I put the total number of books read per month, and it's just amazing. It keeps you so organized. It's wonderful to compare from year to year. And here's just a quick snippet of my reading log for this year so far. It's going well. I've got the same setup. It really works great for me, and I highly recommend it. Now this is a new spread that I'm trying out just to see if it kind of works for me, but essentially what I do is at the end of every year I like to tally up all of my reading stats and kind of see where I am. So it took a really long time to do that last year, so I'm trying to kind of keep ahead of it by keeping up with things as the year goes on. So I've got all of the genres, and every time I read one I do this little, like, I guess it's called like a European tally. That's what I've heard. You just make little boxes with a line through them once you get to 5, and of course you count them up. But then I've got the rereads, the ratings, and the library books, and it just kind of helps keep everything together. And I really like seeing at the end of the year what categories I read most of and what my highest star ratings were. Now this is probably my favorite spread, and I waited till the end of the year to do this, and I will be doing it again this year to compare. But this is just my reading stats from the entire year of 2017, where I just wrote down everything that I was interested in keeping track of and comparing. As you can see, I did the books read, male to female authors, star ratings, which reading month was the best for me, and then all of the genres and how many of each I read that year. So this was a super fun page, and I really like how it turned out. Alrighty guys, so those were the tips and tricks and spreads and things that I use to help track my reading. I hope that they really help you. Give them a shot. If you do, definitely let me know because I would love to see them. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!